Right, this is Temple Nadur. 3,000 years old, approximately. Although there was probably a temple of some sort here 5,000 years ago as well. During the Bronze Age, it was ancient then, and they came and they turned it into a cemetery. So, mystery upon mystery. It's like the way it says in the Bronze Age period, it was cleared and repurposed, so for them it was an old temple that had fallen down.
Just clearing the site,
yeah. The locals weren't particularly impressed by this historic megalithic thing, so they turned it into a pigsty. There's not a lot known about this place. It's called Borg in Nadur, which is Maltese for fortified place. This indicates that it became a fortified village for a while, and in the 16th century, a French cleric, Jean Quintin, thought it was a temple dedicated to Hercules, but later archaeologists have placed it in the late Neolithic. And here's a remnant of the old hunter-gatherer community.
You mean me? Is that what you're referring to?
It is, I'm afraid.
I'm part of the how many year old culture that once was here?
Oh, was it 5,000 years?
5,000 years. Okay, so I'm feeling 5,000 years old today.
And 300,000 years ago or so, lots of bones of elephants and hippopotamuses and deers and megafauna that had become mini megafauna by then, because it was a small island and they were all slimming down. And they got washed down here. Oh.
National Tree of Malta.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's the Malteser tree. I often wondered where Maltesers came from. So, they don't grow in packets, though.
Doesn't it?
Somebody has to come and package them up.
Beehives, yes.
Oh, yes.
They're selling the honey up there.
Huh? Well, Malta is supposed to be derived from the name or a Phoenician name for honey.
Yeah,
There
I
you
suppose,
go.
Yeah, there's some derivations.
That's right.
There.
Or port.
Yes.
In the 15th century, a family called Dalam owned this land, and so this is the Cave of Dalam, or in Maltese, Gar Dalam. It's been a useful archaeological discovery, as its layers are nicely distinguishable and divided into a bone-free layer, a hippopotamus layer, which goes back to 10,000 years, a pebble layer that shows that a river flowed through here, and then a deer layer with bears and wolves, and then there's a calcareous sheet, if that's how one pronounces it, separating it from domesticated animals like cows, horses, goats, along with human artifacts like flints and pottery, and that's dated to 7,400 years ago. It indicates that Malta was part of Sicily during the glacial period, and the local inhabitants of Malta were culturally connected to things that one finds near Syracuse.
Big hole in the ground, isn't it?
It is. Are we at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is Hagar Jim, or Chim. Anyway, it's spelt with a Q, Q-I-M. So, don't know how that's pronounced, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. And this is about 3,500 years old, and is one of the oldest freestanding structures in the world. Lots of artifacts have been found here, including some of those fat Neolithic goddesses. I do believe one of them they called the Venus of Malta. Anyway, it's like Stonehenge, and it's aligned with the summer solstice sun. So obviously a place where, well, druids and such like, animals, creatures, animists, whatever you might call them, perform their rituals. We don't know what sort of rituals, but here they perform them, and as you can see, it's got a really nice view. So I assume it was built to attract people to come along and park their boats and get a few blessings and leave quite a bit of dosh for the local priests.
The study of these stones might one day provide us with further information on the original architecture of these buildings, but until then, its purpose will remain a mystery. The entrance passage leads you into a large space, which has an apse on either side. The left apse leads onto an additional inner room.
Okay.
What do you think the inner room could have been used for, and what does that pitted decoration signify? Inside South Temple.
That's not quite the end of our visit to the prehistory of Malta. I've got more in a later video. But the next one looks at some of their earlier history, or should I say later history. History that's nearer to us, that's better. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and well, check out some of the earlier videos.
See why they built temples to it, can't you? So
Oh yeah,
it's terror. Please come back.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This one go down at night. That's flat. You no idea, have you?